All right, it's go time. Welcome into Friday Night Hits, Week 1, the first full Friday of the high school season. I'm Mark Whiteman. Thanks as always for joining us. Mama said there'd be days like this. Mother Nature causing several delays and a canceled game between Gaffney and Union County. Our game of the week in Greer, where Riverside and JL Man each coming off explosive offensive outputs in Week 0. It is our Sparrow Financial game of the week. Julie Morris was there.
Riverside and JL Man's game was delayed by about 2 hours because of rain, but that rain did not dampen the excitement leading up to this big matchup between two teams coming off big performances in Week 0. Both teams' offenses had big games in their season openers, but both defenses shining in the first quarter. On 3rd and long for the Warriors, Patriots linebacker Jacob Watt comes up with the big sack. A few minutes later, Warriors senior Victory Atkins gets to Mikel McClellan and takes him down for a loss. It's a scoreless game at the end of the first. Final seconds of the second quarter, Patriots taking a shot at the end zone. Ethan Anderson throws a deep ball, but it's picked off by Clay Black. That's how the half ends. It's a scoreless game at the break.
So currently, JL Man leads 14-7. Julia is still there. That game delayed for such a long time, so we are rolling right along, and we will have a number of games that are still in action because of these late start times tonight. But let us move on now to Serene Stadium, where the Greenville Red Raiders ran onto the field tonight for the first time this fall after their best season in team history last year. It was a tough test against TL Hanna. The Jackets rolled in Week 0. There was a lengthy delay here as well. The game did not kick off until 9:20. Red Raiders revving to go right from the first drive. They would march right on down the field. Jordan Sink, the sophomore quarterback, to Tyler Brown, the Minnesota commit, getting Greenville into the red zone. And on the very next play, it's Sink looking for Mazio Bennett right over the middle. Red Raiders strike first after a TL Hanna fumble. It's going to be Greenville that gets the ball right on back, but Sink floats one out there. Jalen Harrison pops right in front of it for the TL Hanna interception, but the Red Raiders defense holds. And look at this play on the following Greenville drive. Mazio Bennett, his friends call him MJ, looking like a smooth criminal right here. What a game this is, right down to the wire and into the fourth quarter. It's the Red Raiders leading TL Hanna 23-22. The Daniel Lions pounced on Greer last week for their school record 25th win, taking the show from Central to Easley for the Green Waves opener tonight. And this was another late game as well here at Easley, but we were ready when they started, and so was Daniel. Troy Shaw on the doorstep like Amazon. Lions take the early touchdown lead. Daniel gets the ball right back. Blaine Simons, huge debut for the Lions' new quarterback last week. He puts it right on Eli Merck, and the senior does the rest. 0-60 real quick for the 64-yard touchdown. And Daniel up 14-0 in the early going. Still in the first, Jerry's Cleveland, and he's in for another touchdown. He understands the assignment. The Lions doing their thing. 26 straight now, extending that school record 56-7 over Easley. The Westside Rams won their region last season, kicking off this season at home against Belton Honea-Path. Rams up 10-7 in the third. That's Cutter Woods, the transfer from East Side, now at Westside, and he's going east to west, hitting Jamar Boston, who's busting loose. That set up a short touchdown, 17-7 Westside. But here comes Marquise Henderson, the BHP star running back, can really scoot, and he is way gone. And he is just getting started in this one. Takes that in for a long, long touchdown. Henderson, 204 rushing yards. Here's his second touchdown of the night. He puts the team on his back and carries BHP to the win, 19-17. They rally from 10 down and beat the Rams. All right, let's drop in on some scores. Most of these games currently still in action. Broome over Chesney in the third, 49-23. Malden leading Boiling Springs, 14-0. And the Burns Rebels playing Chapman tonight, 21-7 in the third quarter that game is, and Christchurch all over Southside in the fourth, 41-14. Plus a few more scores, a final here for you. Crescent beating Dixie, 34-10. Abbeville and Powdersville both starting their season with convincing Week 0 wins. The Panthers at home tonight against the Patriots. Let's pick this game up right in the first quarter. Powdersville started 12-0 last year and looking to do so again, but they had a tough test in this one against Abbeville. It's Powdersville's Eli Hudgens rolling out, finding Jack Hunzinger for the 8-yard touchdown, and the Patriots score first in this game. But the Panthers answer right on back as Jamal Marshall busts through a few would-be tacklers on his way into the timeshare from 21 yards out. Extra point no good, 7-6. Powdersville. Later in the first, Abbeville's Javario Tinch fields the punt, heads to the right, can't find an opening, but hey, this looks promising. Let's go back that way, and it is our USC Upstate play of the week. 85-yard punt return into the end zone. Abbeville gets on the board there with that big-time special teams touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and they lead 14-7. Patriots come right back. Thomas Williams takes the pitch. He's in for the 7-yard touchdown. The extra point is blocked. It is 14-13 Abbeville, but the Powdersville Patriots go on to beat the Panthers 51-44, and this Patriots team keeps on rolling. 2-0 start for the second year in a row. The rivalry renewed. One of the best in our area, Clinton and Lawrence Red Devils beat the Raiders last year for the first time since 2016. They're up big again in the third quarter of this one, 35-14 Clinton. Austin Copeland hands off to Bryson James coming into your living room right at you. It's 42-14. Lawrence trying to rally back. Jadon Goodwin throwing so fast, our camera guy lost it, but Nick Fowler didn't. He catches it for the touchdown as Lawrence tries to even their way back into this game, but Austin Copeland just keeps on handing off, and Deshaun Copeland goes in the end zone again. Clinton beating up on Lawrence 55-28 as they take the rivalry game for a second straight year. All right, back to the scores. Charlotte Christian beating Southside Christian 52-28. The Sabres now 0-2 this season, and Wren losing in their opener on the road at Jefferson 56-28. A few more scores to show you. Blue Ridge and Liberty battling 14-7 in the third. Fighting Tigers leading, and Pickens beating up on Franklin County 42-17. Woodruff 31-zip over Fountain Inn, and Seneca all over Palmetto 50-14. All right, we're taking a quick water break. As we reach halftime, we have more scores and highlights ahead, including Hillcrest traveling to Greer, which means it's time for Eric Mitchell Real Estate mic'd up with Hillcrest head coach Anthony Freight.
Get those guys crump. We'll take that all night. We just need to settle in. When we score, take a ball with you, see if they need one, then go catch the other ball. Hey, you're my run defender. You can't just hold on. The effort's good, but you got to let go. We're so antsy. We're running up the field right now at linebacker. Am I with you? Linebackers, chill out. Play at the line of scrimmage.